No, I feel like everybody still just kind of looks at me as like I'm still 10. So I feel like no different whatsoever. I mean, as a person, I can kind of tell my parents, like, but I'm 16 now, and that kind of works. But in other situations, not really, no.
Yeah, I feel like the world likes to pretend I'm 10 years old too, but I'm like
Yeah,
I'm 30, so it never goes away.
no.
Um, so for my Sweet 16, I had my Sweet 16 at Disneyland, and I actually performed at my own birthday party, which now feels really weird and narcissistic. But somehow I
Actually,
got
kind of
convinced.
amazing.
Somehow I got convinced to invite all my fans to my birthday party and perform. So basically, I got like tricked into doing a concert.
Oh my god.
But the best part was that they shut Disneyland down for me, and so I could actually ride rides after dark. And usually, I never would have been able to do something like that. So I got to have all my friends. I was like cool forever because we got to go on Space
Yeah.
Mountain like 100 freaking times. So turning 16 was like definitely a really really big thing. And so I saw that you got a puppy. Was that a birthday present, or this was just like what? How? When did you get your puppy?
So basically, like when I was like 10 and I was in the industry, I was very confident and like really didn't care about like any what people would say about me. And then recently, maybe since I've turned like 15, like about 2 years ago, I just started having really bad panic attacks, like really bad anxiety, and I just struggled with it really bad. And so I still struggle with it. But it's getting better. I mean, I'm working on it, but it's something that I don't really like. I'm not as carefree as I was when I was like 10 and just started in Stranger Things. And now a lot of people have a lot more to say about me, and there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad, as you probably know. And so I was just talking, and I was like, maybe I should get a therapy dog, something to comfort me when I'm really stressed. And, when I'm traveling and things like that, it would just help me. So I convinced my parents because we have three English Mastiffs,
Whoa.
one Reggie, and one Dolly. And they just kind of run around the house. And the two of them live outside, one of them lives inside. And I can't pick them up and I can't play with them. So I was like, I want a dog that I can play with, and that was just going to comfort me. So I got Winnie the Pooh, who's right here.
I have to introduce you to. Oh, my puppy's under the couch. Come here, baby. Oh, come here. He's used to this. Oh, come here. He's so sleepy. Oh, he's so sleepy.
Oh my gosh.
He's so sleepy all the time.
Oh, it's so cute. He's like
This
literally
is
sleeping.
Bo. This is
Oh,
Bo. His name is short for Rainbow. He just woke up from his
oh,
nap.
oh my goodness, so
He
cute.
just sleeps under my
It
couch,
is.
which if I ever have a real talk show, that will also be happening. I will just have
Yeah,
dogs under my
definitely.
couch. But they are the
Yeah.
best for anxiety, and especially with
Yeah.
traveling because you do have such a small one that you can kind of take with you everywhere. And for my
Yeah.
16th, that was kind of the same thing because like I was doing Hannah Montana at the time, and like I was
Yeah.
traveling so much. And when I'd be on tour buses or anything, I just get so lonely. I wouldn't have my friends, wouldn't have my family. And actually, the dog that I got for my 16th birthday is still alive and healthy and happy, and she lives with my grandma, and my grandma lives at senior living. And so right now we're unable to see her, so I'm so happy that she had the dog
Oh,
because that
and she has
anxiety
a
too.
dog.
It's
That's
so
so cute.
cute.
My grandma is at a care home as well, and it's so hard. I'm really close to my grandma, and like it's just like she's just like the woman that like makes me laugh, and I call her every day because I live, in America. But when I go back home, I like love seeing her. But I think it sucks just knowing that you can't see them, but it's also like we have to because we have to keep them safe most of all. So I'm glad, but it's also hard.
I know it's super super hard, so I'm really
Yeah.
happy that my grandma has a puppy to be around.
Yes.
So you've done, we kind of touched on this, but we've done a lot of work. You've done a lot of work concerning cyberbullying and how
Yeah.
important it is to protect people online. And on Bright Minded, we talk a lot about reliable sources. And you know that the internet is not always a reliable source. And
No.
so in your life, who do you think some of your most reliable sources are? Like you just said, your grandma, is it your family, your
Mhm.
friends? How can we keep each other safe in real life and on the internet, mentally?
I mean, I think because my whole life is very public, like it's as you know, it's just like once you do one thing, it's kind of like it's all eyes are on you. And so it can be really terrifying because you feel like you can't make a mistake. So keeping people around you that validate you and make you feel like that's like that you're normal and that everything's okay, and they just validate your feelings. I think that the things like that make me feel grounded again, and humble me more. I feel centered. I think it's just like, okay, this is okay to feel. Everybody's alienating me, and actually my parents, my mom and dad, you have great parents. Like, it's just like having that support system of saying, it's fine. They'll tell you where you go wrong, and they'll tell you when you're fine and you can, chill out. I think that things like that, obviously you have a lot of siblings. I have two sisters and a brother. And I have a younger sister, so I can be that big sister, and then I can also be the younger sister. And I think, to me, like, just keeping my family so close, growing up, I was just have to say, like, the only way I got my American accent was by watching Hannah Montana. I don't know if you've ever I don't know if you've ever
I'm
had.
surprised you don't have a country accent.
No, no, I watched Hannah Montana. Like, I was like, obviously, like, I was obsessed with it. But and I was actually just going through my camera roll, and I saw a video of me in like a cowboy hat, and I was learning what do you call hoedown?
Oh my God, the hoedown throwdown.
Full on knew every single dance move with the like so I was like obsessed with like, and now like thinking back on how obsessed I was with just I wanted your job. Like, I didn't know how to get your job, but I was like, I want to be like, Hannah Montana. I don't know how to do it. And then I realized it was an actual job, and I was like, oh, I want to do that. That sounds fun. I didn't even know you could get money for it. I was like, I'll do it for free. So it was actually great. I was like, so yeah, I just sidetracking completely, but like family, friends. I mean, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a close knit of like three girls. Obviously my Stranger Things cast. And those are the people I really stick by because they've been there since day one.
I love that story so much. That is hilarious. That I still barely ever do anything for like actually work. I just do everything because I love it. Like I make this show, and if I can't be entertaining, out in the world, like I'll just create a show and entertain from this like weird little room that I didn't really use and turn it into a talk show set. So I just love that so much, and I love that that was inspiring. And I think it's smart to keep quality people in your life over quantity because I remember, especially even when I was your age, people would be like, you have access to anyone you want. Like, why don't you hang out with all these famous people? And I was like, I don't really relate with famous people. I want to be normal. I am normal.
Yeah.
I don't really want, it doesn't matter to me. I guess because you did it from so young, you don't get blinded by that starlight. And it's really easy to get blinded by it. The more normal and the more real someone would keep it with me, like if my friend would be like, listen, like you didn't say thank you when the waiter brought your water. That was kind of rude. You need to like say something. I would want my friends to keep it real and keep me humble. And like the 100%. More that they put me in my place, the more I love them and respect them.
Exactly. Yeah. I keep people around like that, like I got really close with a family. A few years ago I got really close with a girl who had cancer, and she related to Stranger Things because she had no hair, and I had a shaved head, and she loved it. And so sadly she passed away, and she had two sisters. And like I've kept them with me throughout this whole journey because they'll tell me where I've gone wrong. They'll tell me like who I should stay away from, which boy isn't good, or like they'll tell because that's what I need, because I can't be around people that'll just tell me what I want to hear, because that's wrong. And that's what my family have taught me, and my family just put me in my place, make my bed, do my laundry, clean up after myself. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but some people in the industry, they feel like that's kind of like they're invincible, and they're not. We're all humans, and that's why the situation that we're in right now with quarantining, it can really help humble us and center us, remember what's important.
And that's why I love dogs, is they have no idea who we are at all. Like
no
the
idea.
first thing my dog did this morning was, I have one rug that's white, and that was the place that he decided he would replace grass with this morning. And I'm
Oh
like,
my god.
honestly, I love it. I'm like, here you're trying to get my show set up. I'm like setting up my tripod. I'm doing my thing. And then my dog is like in here totally just running the house doing whatever he wants. And I love it because he has no idea who I am. And
Nice.
it's really cool to hear you say that because you'll take that into who you will become. Like, I actually love doing laundry and I love cleaning my house and I love doing my dishes and I love